Okay, hello there everyone. Hopefully everything is working. I'm not sure if that's the case, but there we are. This is an unplanned stream, so I may be talking to myself for the entirety of it because maybe nobody will join. I don't get a huge number of people in my streams anyway, but as this is not planned, not advertised, I expect to get even less. So I will just carry on as if I am producing a normal YouTube video. However, if I do happen to get some other people in the channel, I may be speaking to them. So if you're not, I don't stream very often. So if you're used to watching my my videos, my Let's Plays, or whatever else, and you're wondering why I'm suddenly talking to third parties, it's because this is a stream, and obviously, you know, if you are watching the stream live, then that's obvious, but if you are one of the people watching the VOD, now you know who I'm talking to, or not talking to, depending on if they arrive. So I am going to be playing some of Whiskerwood. It is a survival colony sim. There's a million other games out there like it. This one came out in November. I wanted to play it when it came out, but I just didn't really get a chance to have a go with it. It is published by Hooded Horse, who, to be honest, send me a ton of game keys. So thanks to them. So the publisher did provide me with a key for this. The developer is a company called Minikata Dynamics, Minakata, Minikata Dynamics. I'd never heard of them before, and I can only find one other game on Steam that they've produced, which is a game called Railgrade that came out in 2023, I think, and it appears to be an RTS rail construction game, which sounds like a bit of a weird blend mashup thing, but there you go. So we're going to be taking a quick look at Whiskerwood today. I believe it is still in early access because it does say it's V0.6.178. So when I said that it is out, it's not really out. And I've had a bit of a play with it. I've got a game that's going here currently that I've been playing for about 4.5 hours, and I think I had one little game before that didn't go so well because I was trying to learn things. So I've put maybe 5 hours into the game altogether. I haven't gone particularly far into the tech tree because at this stage the game doesn't really have a tutorial, at least nothing that's useful. So because of that, I've just been kind of working it out as I went along. The first time I ever saw this game, when I saw screenshots of it and videos of it, I thought it was Timberborn. Timberborn is a very similar game. It's been out now. I'm not sure whether it's still in early access or it's been released, but it's been on the scene for a year or so. You've probably seen other YouTubers cover it. It has been very popular. This game has a very similar aesthetic, and it's got everything that you'd expect from a game like this. It's got that sort of forced disaster mechanic that kind of, puts time pressure on you. But let's get right into it anyway. So we're going to do a new game. We're given 3 scenarios that we can pick. We're going to go for Far Frontier. We're going to start with the basic one. We can pick a name for our colony. We'll call it Wheat Willow. We can pick a difficulty preset. We're just going to play it on normal. But one thing that I am going to change here, so I quickly go through the options. We've got the map size, which, makes sense what the map is. Map island size, because each map is divided into separate smaller islands. Then the number of extra islands that we get, whether they are barren islands. We don't want barren islands. Let's put that as none. We want islands that we can use, right? Everything else we'll leave there, apart from Claw's Greed. So in this game, you actually play as mice, and your overlords are the cats, then they are claws, and they basically come along and tax you. And that's one of the major mechanics that is the time pressure in this game, that every few days you get taxed and you have to make sure you have enough goods to be able to pay the tax. So we're going to go ahead and just put that onto kind, just while I sort of get to grips with everything. I'm still learning the economy. And then we've got Whisker's Fickleness, which is our colonists, basically. Research cost, pirate raids, and winters. The winters can be pretty horrible, but they're not too bad. And then we start with a colony. We start with 5. We can roll this dice as many times as we want to get some various different people with different different abilities. It's really nice if you can get one with learning at the beginning, but that never usually happens. I mean, there's a good mix that you can get sometimes, but I think realistically you just have to take what you can get. Got a gifted teacher, 2 gifted teachers, sickly but with strong shoulders. So some of these just, you know, less resilient to cold and illness, but strong shoulders means that they have extra carry capacity. So healthy, thoughtful and unsafe worker, thoughtful but weak knees, thoughtful, apprentice, monarchist, greedy, weak, heavy eater. These icons down the right hand side represent what they're good at. So ones that are parts of guilds are good at working the factories, whereas the ones that are like the miners guild, so they're better at like digging and things like that. And this is the farmers guild. The explorers guild are good in all industries, not slowed by terrain either. Their expectations is basically what they expect of you in terms of how well they're going to be looked after. I think at this stage of the game, what they have doesn't matter all that much, so I'm not going to keep re-rolling it. And, oh, yeah, we've got an apprentice there. And then over here we have the starting resources. So we've got some logs, which is basic building material. We've got some hardtack, which is food. We've got machinery, which we can use to build certain factories. And we've got some very, very crappy clothing that we can use. So without further ado, because we have been going for about 10 minutes already, let's go and jump in. So all of these games start off kind of the same. Now we normally get a little pop-up here because you do get the sort of
Royal Scout ships identified your assigned archipelago as a potential colony. As part of the Royal Scouting Commission of 1681, 72 such colonies have successfully been established as a result of those brave Claw's efforts. By the King's graceful guidance, yours could be the 73rd such colony. Your most important building will be the trade dock. Without it, your colony cannot repay its debts. Therefore, I implore you to choose an island and construct your dock. Look for ample trees and berry bushes nearby.
So we've got our first little mission here. You do get these missions, they're not too intrusive. So this is basically the entire map. As you can see, there are a number of islands. We have our boat. It starts next to this one in the middle. Now, we can pick any of these islands to start from, but you need a good mix of things. Ideally, you need a mix of trees because you're going to need the logs for building. You are going to need some source of food. So most of these islands will have berries on them that you can forage. And you're also going to need a source of copper or something like that because that is the easiest way to pay taxes. We've also got gold down here as well. So this island might actually be quite good for this. The downside with and it nearly always seems to be that the middle island is the one that has a good balance of stuff. If we look at some of the other islands, like this one over here has a lot of flat land that we can build on, but it doesn't really have many trees. You know, if we look at some of the other ones, like this one doesn't have any trees at all, but it does have quite a few berries on it. There's one that's like, or two over here that are just entirely forest, but probably don't have many other resources that we can use. So we're going to go for the big one in the middle. It's probably a good one to start with. We'll end up flattening a lot of this off, to be quite honest. They do appear to be procedurally generated. There doesn't seem to be some great spots to build stuff on here. It's a bit of a mess, this, so we might start mining things out quite early on this one. Maybe we want to come around on this side. Maybe this is going to be the better side for landing on. So we'll do that. So we're going to pick our dock, and we're going to put our dock over here. So our boat comes in, and what we're going to do is offload our whiskers. So we know we start with 5. Let's bring them all ashore.
Warehouses are vital to preserving the market value of your tax contributions. Each warehouse has a limited capacity. Watch that you do not satiate your warehouse's capacity on worthless goods. Focus on storing resources that will benefit the kingdom. Logs, cotton, and ores. These goods will keep during long voyages and supply work for whiskers in the royal factories. To reduce carry distances, you should construct the included central warehouse schematic near your trade dock.
So that's exactly what we're doing. It's the only thing you can build initially anyway. We are building our warehouse, and then we'll get a supply ship, and we'll get our first bunch of supplies. So we click that, and we already know what we're getting.
Congratulations to you and your fellow colonists. Under commission of the king, it is my privilege to offer this colony charter. You embark on a mission worthy of the greatest of whiskers, and all of your kind shall thank you for your efforts. As you tame these wild lands and earn the payment for your taxes, you are doing more than any whisker before you. With your sweat, you secure the means by which some industrious whiskers might enjoy safety. Serve your king faithfully, and his peace will reign over these islands.
Okay, so we signed the charter, and that gets us going. So, first thing we can see, I'm going to hit space, which pauses the game. First thing that we can see is we have a housing shortage. We have 5 of these guys without houses, but we also need to get ourselves some food, and we also need to get ourselves some logs. So there's a couple of things that we're going to build for resource extraction. First thing we're going to do is going to stick a woodcutter's hut over here, and we also want to put a forage hut there. We can put the forage hut next to it. Now, we'll want to be able to get up onto this higher ground to reach these berries. We can reach these berries down here, but we'll want to be able to get these ones. So we'll also put in a set of stairs so they can get up to that more easily. And then we'll get a miner in as soon as possible and start mining some. We'll probably get quite a few miners because we'll want to mine a lot of the area out so that we can build. But we'll also want to grab some of these resources, particularly copper. Copper is going to be really, really important for us. We don't have a lot of logs, so let's not waste them straight away. Let's unpause the game. And because none of our whiskers are assigned a job at the moment, they will all be carrying logs and start building these items. So don't have to worry too much about that. We will get a mining hut, because we definitely want to grab this gold.
The crown is your primary responsibility. Most colonies pay their taxes with ores. Copper pays best, but coal is more plentiful. Desperate colonies will ship out their construction logs. You would be wise to choose the path of non-desperation. Build and fully assign 2 workers to at least 1 mining camp.
So, we're going to accept that quest, obviously. And what we're going to do is build our mining camp over here. Let's spin it the right way around, because that'll give us a good way to reach a lot of this stuff over here. So we'll worry about houses second. So we'll make sure to assign at least 1 worker to the woodcutters and assign at least 1 worker to the forage hut. As we get more mice, we will assign more workers, because we are going to have to build houses, so we need to remember that. I am going to want to be able to get up to this copper ore, but I don't need to worry about that too early on. First thing I want to grab is this gold. We'll have to fill these holes in as well. I don't like leaving holes in the ground because I want to build on stuff. So we've got a whisker ship, so straight away we could get some whiskers. We do have some approval, so we can go ahead and grab some. So let's get some of the cheaper ones, the ones with low expectations. And an apprentice is always good, and that's all we can grab for now. So we do have some extra ones. With that in mind, let's go and increase the number of whiskers in the woodcutters. We've still got 4 available. We will be using 2 in the miners. Right. So let's put 2 miners in there. That means we now complete this mission, and that gives us a spare, an extra whisker. So we can grab... Oh, we can't grab the rest of these over here, so let's refuse the rest of them. So, okay, we have 8 colonists now. The initial 5, plus the 2 we grabbed, plus the extra 1 we just got for completing that mission. So when you build a forage hut or a woodcutter, they will automatically go and grab anything that they can reach within the circular area around it. It's radius based. When you build a mining hut, you actually have to assign what you want them to build to mine. There is still a radius, and they can only mine within that radius. But you select the mine tool, and then you go and select the tiles that you want them to mine out. So I want these guys to mine the gold ore first before anything else, and then we'll start worrying about the copper. We'll probably also want to get an earthworks in here as well, so that we can start filling the holes back in, but in order to do that we're going to need planks and cut stone, and we don't have any of that just yet. We're also going to need some houses, and this is where things start getting a little bit tricky because there isn't a huge amount of space to build. Now, one thing that is really useful to know, and I didn't realise this straight away, and I could kick myself for not knowing this, but you can actually build buildings on top of one another. You can actually adjust the height of them and stack them. Obviously, if you're going to do that, you've got to make sure that you have a walkway so that you can reach them. You can also have free floating buildings, or you can build them over water, but that's going to cost more logs because you need to build the support structure underneath. So for the time being, we're going to put all of our houses at ground level, and I'm going to sort of try and build them around the main building here. So I think that's what, doesn't matter if we cover up some of that coal. But yeah, we don't have a lot of space. Ideally, we want a house for every single one of our population. So we're going to put another one up here, and we're going to put another one there, and we could probably fit another one in here, maybe. And yeah, but they've got to be able to get up there as well. So let's make sure we have a walkway. Now this is not going to be, well, there is a walkway over there already. That's fine. Because we're very short on logs, so I don't want to put loads of stairs everywhere. So we're not going to be very optimal to begin with. Now we can speed things up. We do have time controls down here at the bottom, so we can hit these to get things going a little bit more quickly. As we do collect resources, what will happen is the resource gatherers usually take the resources to their own little hut, and then when that hut becomes full, they'll take them to the closest warehouse. You can build a logistics center later on that allows you to move things around more quickly. So we'll probably end up doing that. You can also build underground because you can mine into the mountain, a little bit like you would do on something like Dwarf Fortress. Foundation Afro, hey man, how you doing? Nice to see you. Happy New Year. Hope you had a good holiday. I've been playing this game for the last couple of nights, so I just thought, you know what, I might as well stream it. And I literally only have just started. I mean, I'm probably about 5 minutes into the actual gameplay. Literally just building the first couple of buildings at this point. Trying to put to use what I've learned in the last 5 hours or so of playing it. So yeah, we'll run out of logs pretty quickly. I did assign a second woodcutter, that's good. Now once we run out of trees, we've got more up here and more around the back, but we can't reach the other islands just yet. The trees at the top we can get to, but you've got to build a lot of stairs, and it's really slow and laborious to get to them. You can also make farms, and farms allow you to plant your own trees, so they are sustainable. You can also plant our own berries as well. But yeah, what I'm going to try and do is I'm digging this gold up first because it's gold and we want it. And then we're probably going to grab the copper, and we'll start leveling bits of this terrain out so it gives us a nice wide open area, because we don't have a lot of spaces for houses at the moment. We also have one machinery, and we'll probably use that one machinery on the sawmill, because we need planks for the stone cutter anyway, so we'll get the sawmill. We will get more machinery from paying taxes and doing our little quests, so that's how we're going to work this. If we click on the dock, we can see what boats are coming. So we've got a supply ship tomorrow. You don't pay for supplies up front, you just pay for them along with the taxation when the tax collector comes, which is 2 days away, along with another whisker ship where we can get some more population. Dave, how you doing? Games on your wish list, what are my initial thoughts? I've only played it for about 5 hours or so, so I'm not super deep into it. I haven't managed to get really into the deep into the tech tree, but from what I've played of it so far, I'm actually quite enjoying it. You know, it's a good looking game. Soundtrack's nice, it's very well polished. I've not noticed any sort of bugs or issues with it. At the moment, it's kind of lacking a tutorial, but you know, these games are all very similar anyway, so it's not like it's doing anything that you wouldn't be able to work out. But yeah, there are a few things that I wish that I did know at the beginning when I was playing it before, like the fact that you can stack buildings on top of one another to save space. I think really, I mean, I've you know, I fired it up the other night and just played it for about 4 hours straight, so it's definitely got that sort of one more turn aspect going to it. I don't know how it's going to last in the long run, whether it will be one of those games that, you know, you play it for 4 hours more and then you sort of go, it's getting repetitive and I've seen everything there is to see. But in my initial 5 hours, I've not like unlocked most of the things on here, because there is a research system, and I find it's a little, in my previous game I kind of got bottlenecked, because in order to unlock new tech, you need to build the research lab, and you can build the research lab easy, but you need to have a very specific type of colonist that can do research, one that's scholarly, and I couldn't get one for ages, which sort of, I had to go and look it up how to get one. So this is the end of the first day phase, and we can see that by this little icon down in the bottom corner is now changed into the evening phase. So during the evening phase, all construction stops, all work stops, and your colonists will basically go and get food and go to bed. It is possible to make buildings continue working after hours by using overtime, but you need to have enough positive approval to be able to spend to get a building to work overtime. Unfortunately, you can't get a building to construct in the evening unless you build the town hall, which then allows you to unlock a policy that allows you to do it. But again, we're short on planks, so everything is kind of funneled down that build order if you've got to do stuff in the right order, otherwise you run out of resources. Timber, I know you came in a little bit late there, Afro. That is exactly how I described this game right at the beginning of the stream. I said the first time I ever saw this game, I just thought it was Timberborn. I mean, yeah, aesthetic-wise, you don't have the flooding. I mean, that's, you know, that, and they're not beavers, but everything else is very, very similar. I think Timberborn's probably a little bit more whimsical in the way that some of the machinery and the technology works. But yeah, certainly in terms that you can, you know, build buildings on top of each other, and you can build into the mountains and things like that. I haven't played Timberborn personally, but I have seen a lot of people who have played it, so I'm quite familiar with how that game works. And yeah, there are a lot of similarities, but I don't think there's too much you can do with a game like this and not have them be similar. So I'm not using that as a negative. I think that's absolutely fine. Need to get some more wood so we can get some more houses here. Okay, start the next day. So this basically tells us all of the positive things that have happened to our population, all of the negative things that happen to our population, and whatever that balance is, we get as approval. Now, there is a cap on that approval, and that approval we can spend on stuff. We can also see which resources we have collected and consumed, how much our upcoming taxes are, and how much money we have in the bank, basically, which is probably not a lot. But we are working on the gold. So we've got high approval. That is now capped. Now we could spend it on policies, but right now we probably won't. So we want to get the rest of this gold. And then when they've done the gold, I'll get them grabbing some of this copper, because that'll be our next thing. So if we can hurry up with these logs, we're short of... We've only got 4 houses. We've got 4 unhoused. There's 2 more houses being built there. And we're going to want 2 more. You can build cabins out of stone. I don't like building on top of the resources if I can help it, but... So maybe we don't in this case. Maybe we just put the buildings next to the resources. The last game I played, the island was very similar, but it had a really long straight beach. So I had like one path and I just about had enough room to get a building on either side of it. But yeah, this one not so much. Yeah, so that gold's going to help us out. There might be some more on the island. So I'm using Q and E to rotate here, and you can see it snaps to sort of 45-degree turns. But if you hold the right mouse button, it does actually have discrete rotation. It was a very nice looking game. And yeah, you can zoom really far out and see the entire island. Or that sort of the way the islands look when you zoom out like this gives me. I'm trying to think what vibes it is. There's a sort of turn-based strategy game with like mechs. It's very popular, but I've forgotten the name. And then you can literally zoom right in. Anyway, we have a supply ship. So we get to pick which of these supplies we want. We can take more machinery, food and tea, or we can take logs and planks. We're going to take the logs and planks. It's a more expensive option, but we've got the gold. So that's going to help us out. But yeah, we need those planks. So as you can see, our tax collection is due tomorrow, which is now 133 gold. We have 487 worth of goods in storage. 495 now. And that'll probably go up as we dig more of this gold ore out of the ground. Down here in the bottom left-hand corner, we can see what the weather is. We can see the temperature and which season we're in. There's 8 days per season. And then we've got a bunch of things we can toggle on, like heat maps. We've got a terrain slice view. So anything with a question mark, you don't know what's there. Anything that doesn't have a question mark, you do know what's there, even if it's underground. Like we know there's copper underground here. And we can go up or down between these layers. So you can actually dig really deep into the ground. You can just carry on tunneling down. You dig right down to bedrock almost. So it is a little bit like Dwarf Fortress. So yeah, you can see we've got this. We know we've got this copper here on the top, but there's some more of it underground as well. So we'll probably dig a lot of this mountain out to get to it. And then we've got pollution view, which we don't really have at the moment anyway. And then we've got bulldoze mode, which we can use to delete current buildings. Also hit the trash can icon down there. So we're still waiting for this house to be built. I want to get that done as quickly as possible. We'll probably set up some more mining camps quite early on because we really do want to sort of start getting into the resources, but there we go. We've got houses for everybody now. We're also gathering food. Yeah, so many things to build. So what are our options at the moment? So we can only build storage sheds, which are very, very small warehouses that don't hold much at all, but they are useful if you want to build them near, you know, if you've got like a woodcutters or a miners across the other side of the map. Building one of those small storage sheds next to it means they can just take the goods to that instead of having to waste, like this guy, right? When this mining shack is full, they will have to carry it all the way over here to the main warehouse. If they have a storage shed there, they'll just carry it to the storage shed, and then later on somebody else will come and take it to the warehouse. A little bit like the Anno games in those terms. We can build a logistics hub, which basically means you just have a bunch of workers with carts who go around and move things from warehouse to warehouse. We've got our basic woodcutters, we've got the foragers hut, we've got the mining camp. We can build farms. They do require planks, but farms allows us to grow some of our own stuff. And then earthworks, which allows us to fill in holes, which you're basically going to need for doing stuff like this. Don't think there's any more gold down there. Have a little look-see. If I can move the camera around. No, it doesn't look like there's any more gold in those holes. So we've just got this pop-up because all of the things that I told them to mine have now been mined. So I'm going to go ahead and use the mine tool. I want them to grab that copper ore and that copper ore. And then I think there was some more up here. Yeah, if they can grab all of that, that'd be lovely. And then I'll get them up there. Now, they can't get up there currently. They can get to here, but they can't get up there. So they will need a ladder. So let's go and put that in. And then what I'll probably want is, after that, is for them to go up here and grab this lot, because that's a lot of copper. And then that's, well, I think they'll be too far away to reach that, definitely. So we've got a number of different paths we can use. Again, it all requires wood. As well as the stairs that go up and down like this, we do have some that just turn 90 degrees in both directions. We've got both options there. Not sure why they have two different icons on them. I think it's because they're paired. You can build things like slides, bridges, launchers, elevators, and things like that. You can also, same with buildings, adjust the height of these stairs, and you can chain them together. Then we've got our food processing. So at the moment we can only get a fishing dock. That requires machinery. We want to save that for the sawmill. So factories, we've got the sawmill and the stone cutter and the weaver. Again, all requires machinery. Stone shelter and log cabins. Yeah, I don't know why there's two buttons. There we go, there are two buttons. Why are there two buttons? Are there two different types? Ah, yeah, because there's one facing one way and one facing the other. I see. So do the stairs let me do that as well? No, the stairs just flips between them. That's weird. Okay. So yeah, different types of housing. You do get some bigger ones. Then we've got our services. So we've got a cafe. Again, it requires planks. A bathing dock requires planks. Grave, town hall, management office all requires planks. Management office requires cut stone and an educated whisker. Got some decorations. Now, most of these decorations actually provide like little approval boosts. Some of them don't, like the claw's visage. That scares your whiskers, which makes them have disapproval, but it does make them run faster. And then we've got heating utilities, and initially all we can build is a campfire. There's a whole bunch of stuff we can unlock there. And then finally we've got the research lab and the school and navy and ships, and I haven't even got to that point yet. So there's a lot I haven't seen. So we're nearly at the end of the workday. We do have some logs and we have some planks. It might be time to build that woodcutter. So let's go ahead and go into factories. And we want the sawmill. Sawmill needs 21 logs. We only have 17, but that's fine. We can build it in advance. Or we can say build it. We'll go ahead and put it down here. It'd be nice if it fit in a little bit better. I guess it fits in quite well there. Let's pop it there. I want it to be reasonably close to the woodcutters, but that'll end up getting moved anyway. Got some more gold over here, some more gold here and here. So it's definitely going to be worth getting another miner around that side. So there's plenty of stone around on the map. You can see most of the map is stone, but if you start digging into the mountainside, almost everything you dig is stone. Let's speed things up, because there's not an awful lot that we can do. We do need to keep our eye on food. But we'll get quite a lot coming in anyway via supply ships. And let's also just take this time to use our mining tool, and we'll just grab all of this stuff anyway, because, well, we're going to want to mine that entire block out anyway, so let's go ahead and do that. We'll end the day. Again, our approval's already maxed. Taxes are being collected tomorrow. So a new day begins. We don't need to be on speed 3 for this. I mean, we can be, because there's not really an awful lot else to do. Oh, yeah, I do want to get these holes filled in, but we can't build the earthworks yet, because we need cut stone for that. So, yeah, it won't take too long to build that. The log should get carried there quite quickly. But we will need more machinery, and all the machinery that we get is going to come from supply ships. So we are going to end up having to pay for that. Here we go. Here's the tax collectors. So we click on this, and this is how this works basically. You've got this progress bar here, and depending on how much stuff you give them is how much you go through this progress bar. Trust starts in the negative and then goes upwards. You also get these royal wax seals, which basically lets you call in favors. So let's start by giving them the gold ore. We've actually got 12 gold ore. So the first gold ore already takes us partway through into this. We can send a partial shipment, but if you only send a partial shipment, they'll just want the rest of it. Whatever you haven't paid gets added onto the next tax collection. So more gold ore. Look at that. Look how easy that goes up. So we've gone through this one straight into this one. 50% chance of getting a schematic, which is basically new tech. Get some machinery, get some bread, fuel, iron bars or other. Or we could go right through into the top one. And while we can afford it, because we have got a decent amount of gold, let's just go ahead and grab that, right? Get the large shipment. And they'll like that. It'll keep them happy. Bear in mind, I did set the difficulty on this so that the taxes were a little fairer than they are usually. And then what have we got? We've got a whisker ship coming in today and a supply ship tomorrow. Here's the whisker ship. Yeah, you see, you've met your first tax payment. Well done. We'll expect to see an increased output from your colony going forward. Of course you will. So what we want to try and get is we want to try and get one that is scholarly, that has a learner. None of these do. So we can use one of those seals we got to re-roll. And we've got an apprentice, considerate perfectionist. Let's re-roll again. It's really important that we get one of these. Healthy, patient, apprentice, considerate, unsafe worker. Still no. Let's try once more because that's the last re-roll we've got. And unfortunately, we didn't get one. But we'll grab a few more people. Let's get this perfectionist who is also rude. There's another perfectionist there. And we can get this one as well. There we go. We'll refuse the rest. And then we get to pick some stuff here. Now, we could re-roll this if I had saved one of those seals, but I haven't. Rusty machinery gives us iron bars, copper bars, and machinery. I think we definitely want that. And we could get the carpenter, but we probably... See, that needs planks as well. Growing mushrooms on the farm could be useful. Mining is faster, but only lasts for 3 days. But that could be useful still. Let's take the rusty machinery. And we will also take the mushroom cultivation. There we go. So that's one less thing that we need to research. Okay, the sawmill is now built. Let's go and assign a few people to it. We don't have another apprentice, so we can't assign them there. But now we'll start getting some planks. This is what we need. We've also got 3 whiskers now without houses. So we need to build some more. So let's get working on that. Go into housing. I don't like building the stone ones. Needs to be somewhere we can reach, ideally. Guess we can build another one down here. Try and keep them reasonably close together so that they don't have to walk far. And we can put some on this side as well. It's very tempting to sort of budge them all right next to each other to save space, but then you find sometimes it's better to leave little alleyways where you can build a path through. Although what will usually happen is I will run out of warehouse space and I will end up building a storage shed and sticking it in one of those gaps. That's normally what happens. So, camp is idle. No more resources in range. So this was the... Oh yeah, so this is the logging camp. Can't reach these trees. That's the problem they've got. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this just over here. Just so they don't have as far to walk. And then I'm going to put in a set of stairs there. Oh, you need the resources instantly to do that. So I have to wait a second on that one. Although we're not going to get any more logs, are we? That's the problem. Okay, pause up. because we have run out of logs now. If I cancel this house, I get the logs back. There we go. Now we can put that path in, and now they can get up there and get more logs, and then we can build the house again. There we go. Just needed a log, otherwise they wouldn't have been able to have gotten up there, and then they wouldn't have been able to have built the houses in the first place. Don't want to have a build order fail here. Yeah, they're mining this away quite quickly. I don't actually think they need this ladder here, because miners can actually climb up and down these ladders that they put in, and they mine laterally as well as downwards, so they can just go in from the side. But yeah, if we can get as much of it, I mean, most of this stuff is not worth anything, but mining it out just to give us building space, that is good. So the next thing we want to get, in terms of factories, we'll want to get a stone cutter. The stone cutting takes a while, so it's a good idea to try and start that early if you can. And what are we missing to build the stone cutter? Machinery and planks. We have machinery and we have planks. So let's put the stone cutter over here for now. And then when the stone cutter's done, we'll get some earthworks over here and we'll use those to... I wanted them to get that copper ore first. We'll use the earthworks to fill these holes in. Won't fill this one in because we'll eventually get rid of all these and move the houses. Now, as well as just flattening something, it is actually possible to take the mining tool, and what we could do is go... If you see, if I do that, it goes upwards. But we can go into slice view and lower the slice. So we could basically do that, and what that would do is tunnel out inside the mountain, all on that same level. We could tunnel into it and then we could build things within that slice. So it's quite a useful little tool. I only discovered that recently. Let's just go and undo all this because I don't want them to do that just yet. They've got more important things to be getting on with, like this stuff over here. I could put some stairs in here so they can go this way up, which would be quicker for them, but I expected them to grab this stuff. Anyway, let's allow them to eat. Food is still looking decent. Still got some berries here that we can harvest. We'll probably want to get a farm soon. Although we could also, and we probably should, get a fishing dock. Fishing dock is going to require logs though. Still short on some houses. I think it's because we're short of materials. Sleeping outside, like these two slept outside, that gives us -16 approval, but I mean we still made a positive gain, so it's not the end of the world there. Yeah, biggest problem at the moment is just the lack of logs. We do have some more berries up here.
Of pirates' ransom demands in your part of the world. Under no circumstances are you to yield, or to even consider paying their exaction. Should your colony survive, report back the pirates' shakedown tactics.
So, pirates, we're going to accept this quest. And pirates are like the taxation system, except the difference is you don't get any benefit from accepting their demands, but if you refuse their demands, they shoot cannonballs at your buildings and damage them, and that costs you resources to repair them. So choose a supply crate. We can either get some machinery, excuse me, it was a bit of a hiccup burp. We can get some machinery, some hardtack and some tea. Or we can grab some hardtack logs, planks, and woven cloaks. I think, once again, we're going to go for this one. It's the better option for us right now. Building materials are really important, but especially because of the lack of housing. And we'll want more houses soon as well. But yeah, we're going to try and sort of just hollow this area out. You can also fill in land around the coast as well, just to make the building area larger. Which ultimately we probably will do. Now we've got 4 kind of unemployed. Any colonist that doesn't work in a building will basically become a builder, and they will carry stuff around and build new buildings. So you always want to make sure you've got a few of them at least. Now I could dig out this coal, probably will, but we want to get the copper first. So there's quite a bit over here. Looks like the houses are getting built. So that's the stone cutters. What was the other thing that we want? Oh, the fishing dock. So we can get some more food. Need the weaver as well. Fishing dock requires logs. We don't have the logs. Okay, that's the stone cutters. Don't have any apprentices at the moment. That's a problem. So I'll have to try and grab an apprentice on the next shipment run. Now we don't have a lot of flax that we can grow flax if we get a farm. We should probably get a farm as early as possible, to be honest. Now in order to build a farm, you do need to put it on fertile land. So let's put the farm over here. And we can probably put the farm around here somewhere. You have multiple fields. So we have got some woodcutters. We should have some more... yeah, we've got a whisker ship coming in tomorrow. So we might be able to get an apprentice for the stone cutters. And then can we afford to get earthworks? No, because we don't have the cut stone. We get the cut stone, but that's what we need the stoneworks for. Or it's possible that we may get some as part of a supply delivery, but probably not this early on. I could probably also get another mine around here to grab this gold and stuff quite quickly, which likely will do. Let's get a couple of farmers. We need to make some fields. So this one, for example, we could drag out like this. Let's do it this way. And then we configure it and we can make this one all trees. And then we can make another field. Say this one here. And then this one we could make berries or flax. So let's go berries for now. We're not at winter yet, so we don't need to worry too much about clothing. Let's get another mining camp over here. Is that gold within range? I'm not sure if we do. We can move it anyway, so that's not a problem. You do find yourself moving buildings around quite a lot. That's fine. And yeah, there is copper ore there that I'd like to get, but that's not... we'll get it eventually. There's more copper up here that we can grab, and there's some more here. Probably more. Yeah, there'll be plenty around. And if I see any lower down, we'll dig into that as well. Because like I said, I want to clear all of this. Nearly at the end of the day. do want to get that whisker ship because we could do with a couple of extra people, especially as I'm now building a second mine. They're all eating the food. And this is also where you get a lot of the interactions between the different colonists. So, you know, it depends on, are they cold? Are they hot? Is the food available? How good's the quality of the food? Have they got somewhere to sleep? Social interactions between various different colonists with differing personalities, because sometimes they might rub each other up the wrong way and, you know, have an unpleasant circumstance. They start to get smelly fur as well, which is why we need to be able to build the bathing dock, which we haven't built yet either. How do we build the bathing dock? Is it services? No, that's the cafe bathing dock. See, that requires planks. We've got a decent number of planks, actually. But approval's never been an issue. Yeah, stylish fashion, early to bed, culinary delight. See, 2 of them have got dirty fur. And also -11 for eating at the warehouse. So they don't like eating at the warehouse, so we probably want to get the cafe in as soon as possible. 21 planks. It's like, that is not cheap. But we can put that in here. That's going to use most of our planks. So what have we got there? That's the farm. Farm's working fine. Eventually, you'll have so much wood, you'll be able to actually start building wooden pathways that speed up movement. But not at this stage of the game. Yeah, you see, these guys are having to walk quite a long way around to get up to there. We could make that so much quicker and easier for them if we just go ahead and put some stairs in here, which I think I will. So there, there, and there. Which means we can get rid of that one. And leave that one just so they can get up to that when they need to. So they should path the quicker way to get to it now. Lots of planks being moved around. So we could do with 2 apprentices. There we go. There's the mine is done. Let me just pause up because the ship's arrived. So mining tool, that's gold ore. Definitely want that. Can't reach. Oh, that's actually outside of our reach because it's the circle. I can only get stuff inside the circle. But that's gold ore. That's gold ore. That's coal. I mean, coal's not worthless. That's copper ore. Was there some more up here? I mean, the gold is the most important, obviously. But yeah, I'll have to move it a little bit to get that stuff. I mean, I guess while you're here, you might as well get the coal as well, right? Oh, is that more gold around there? I thought I saw some. No, but there's coal in the wall. Again, it's out of range. Okay, what have we got there? We've got a whisker ship. Can't do any re-rolls, unfortunately. Now, gifted teacher isn't what we're looking for. They can't, because all whiskers can teach, but we're specifically looking for one that has the scholarly ability. So let's grab another Miners Guild one, and probably another Engineers Guild one. They've all got weak knees, haven't they? And, you know, maybe even another farmer. Yeah, we can take 3. And then refuse the rest. Now, that means we're going to need 3 more houses. Some pause. Start working on that. And we've probably got space for those 3 houses along here. There we go. We can just fit them in. It's going to look a mess. And I think it's unavoidable at the start of the game because you've just got so little space to build and you're trying to cram so much in a short space of time. You don't really have time to plan stuff out. I'd love to wait until I've cleared all of this and made a nice big open area, but it's just not practical. Oh, we didn't get an apprentice, did we? No, still no apprentice. No apprentice option. Maybe there was one and I didn't see one. I literally just said I need to find an apprentice. But we will get another Whisker ship in 2 days. And we get a supply ship tomorrow as well. So we will get some more logs, hopefully. Now, as this logging camp starts to chop down the trees that are already growing here, I can extend this farm and make it bigger. And then that will actually provide us quite a lot of wood. And eventually you won't need the woodcutters, you just use the farmers, because the farmers actually cut the trees down. Obviously you've got to wait for them to grow, but if you've got a big enough farm, it's actually quite the wood's quite sustainable. So the question I've got now is, did they actually get rid of that copper node? If I go down, nope, that's not down. Yeah, it looks like they actually got rid of the copper. Interesting. Oh, wrong button. Because there was copper on one of those, I think it was there. I don't mind losing one tile of it, that's fine. Lots of copper coming in from this block. Yeah, you can see what they're mining. You can actually tell them what you want them to get. So you can go, you know, don't collect stone, or, you know, don't collect potash, which is a bit silly given the fact you're marking it up anyway. But I think the reason for that is you could have multiple mining camps in. Right, so I could mark this out. I could mark a whole block out and have multiple mining camps in range of it, and then I could have one of them mines the stone, one of them mines the copper, one of them mines the coal. I think that is the purpose of that particular feature. The houses have been built, which is great. Forage is almost done with these berry bushes here, and then I'll move the forage hut over here because there's absolutely loads of berries. Look at them. Thousands of them. We will have to build some stairs. We won't do it just yet. We won't do it till we need to, because it might be another day or two before the rest of these berries are gone. And, yeah, I said I wanted to build a fishing dock, didn't I? And that requires a lot of logs. Yeah, logs are definitely the bottleneck at this point. Let's speed things along a little bit. Yeah, so as you can see, the miners are having to carry the stuff from this hut all the way back to the main warehouse. So whenever they're doing that, they're not digging. And because we've got no path, they move really slowly. But we're getting some stone in stock. We are getting logs. Food is still going up. We will be relying quite heavily on the supply ships for a while. Yeah, I'm a little bit disappointed with the shape of this island. It really isn't the great for building on because of the shape. I think this should be like Minecraft. Once everybody's in bed, you should just be able to hit a button and just skip the rest of the evening, because nothing's going to happen from this point. Okay, end of the day. Everybody's happy. We max out the approval again. Upcoming tax is 147. We can see up here. Right, you can see here, but if you click this button, tax report, we've got 1,325 in the bank, including 801 in gold ore, so we easily cover the taxes right now. So this is the day where we're going to get the pirates. Now, we do have a quest to refuse the pirates' demand, so we are going to do that, and then you'll get to see what happens if we refuse. If we accept, we have to basically pay them off, and the more money, or the higher value of goods we give them, the less damage they do to us, basically. The fewer cannonballs we have to eat. So yeah, you're digging out all the tiles that are worth stuff. We'll move you over to get this one later. Probably that copper as well. Ships normally turn up about a quarter of the way through the working day. Oh no, the supply ship's coming today. The pirates are tomorrow. Okay, that's cool. Let's get that supply ship in then. We'll speed things up a little. There it is. Coming up towards the end of summer now. Another 3 more nights. Supply ship. Again, I'm going to take plankton logs. They're just too valuable right now. 27 logs. So before we run out of food, before I spend it on anything else, let's get the fishing dock. Fishing dock can go over here. And we probably also want... Well, we want the cafe and the bathing dock, really. we want all of the things. I want to dig that coal out rather than blocking it, and there's not really many places I can put this. Everywhere I put it, it's kind of going to be in the way. If I put it there, it kind of blocks that off. And you can sort of build it like this. We could also, if we want to spend the logs, build it over the water. Which is not a terrible idea. So we could do that, for example. Except we don't have enough resources. Got the planks, the logs are the problem. Needs 9 logs, needs 8 logs. There we go, put it there quickly while we had the logs. Brilliant. We will still be getting logs because we are still chopping down over here. So let's go and extend this field as much as we can. Don't want to get too much in the way of this guy over here, but we'll extend that out. Got a lot of planks now. Farm earthworks requires cut stone. We can't make cut stone yet. There we go. So I was just trying to remember what the problems are all the time. Sawmill we have, stone cutter we have, weaver we don't have. Weaver requires logs. We also want to build ourselves a town hall as soon as we can as well, but 55 planks is like, whoa, that's a lot. That's a lot of planks. Yeah, pirate blockade and more whiskers tomorrow. That's showing no workers. Oh, it is open. And the fishing dock also requires apprentices. This is one of the things that the game does or doesn't do that annoys me, is it'll let you build a building but not tell you that you need a specific worker to work in it. It does kind of show you, like, where's the fishing dock? There's the fishing dock. If you mouse over it, it does actually show me on the workers. Again, it doesn't stay open, so you can't mouse over the icons. But you see that there's where it says workers in the main panel, and there's a little hammer being held with a hand and a star next to it. That means it needs an apprentice. And then the lock means that unless you put an apprentice in there, you can't open the other 2 tiles, which is basically what this is here. So an apprentice is required. And if I can put an apprentice in there, then it unlocks the other 2 for extra workers. But because I don't have an apprentice, I can't unlock it. And the same goes for this one. This needs 2 apprentices and a craft master. But I don't have any apprentices, so I can't unlock it. So it's very easy to end up building... it's very easy to end up building buildings that you can't use straight away, which is a little bit annoying. So we've got the cafe now. We don't have any spare workers. Never seen that icon before. Was somebody genuinely starving right there? Now we want to save our logs now because we're going to have to rebuild some houses after the pirates attack. But that said, we do get logs as the quest reward, so it's kind of a bit of a tutorial mission in that it gives you an example of something which costs you to do, but then repays you in the cost for the quest reward. So they'll be a bit happier now because they don't have to eat in the warehouse. They can eat in the cafe. We've only got one worker, but that's fine. Although now it's out of food because somebody has to carry it there, which is the cafe worker usually. But it should make most people a bit happier. That little icon that you might have seen just there is a negative interaction, so that's two whiskers that had a bit of a disagreement there. See, our trees are growing nicely. Come on, let's get some logs. How are we doing with that mining? Not too bad. Let's end the day. See, we're still maxed out. Yeah, look, 2 rude encounters. A passing whisker grumbled some rather rude things. Okay, now is the day we get the pirates. So we'll leave it on speed 3. Growing some food here. We will grow some flax. We'll grow some mushrooms. If you wanted to grow some mushrooms, you have to sort of dig them underground. We can do that, but we'll need a miner to help us with that one. Pirates have given their demands, so here we go.
We are but humble seafarers, who having torn off the shackles of the kingdom, find ourselves in great need. In past times of want, wise and generous whisker colonies have supplied us with everything they had. You should follow their example, and do it quickly. There's nothing more detestable and worthy of destruction than a greedy colony.
So as you can see, they want 89 gold or 89 gold's worth of stuff, and if I add stuff to it and fill this bar up, this current threat of 6 cannonballs goes down to threat of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then none. And that's how many cannonballs they will fire. We're going to refuse cooperation. We're going to get 6 cannonballs to the face, and that's going to damage buildings. So then we have to go around and click on these to mark them for rebuild, and that is going to cost us resources. The stonecutter I'm not going to worry about straight away because... What else did they take out? There's another building. This one. But if we go here and cash this quest in, we get 13 logs and 3 machinery, so... What does this require? This is actually planks, so we can do that one. I was going to say it's not that important because we can't staff it anyway. So, do we have... No, we don't. Unfortunately, we don't have any apprentices. But we'll grab another miner. Let's grab someone from the Explorers Guild, and let's grab... You're considerate. Let's grab you and refuse the rest of you. Okay, so we've got 3 more, which means we need 3 more houses. And we'll put these 3 along here, along the frontages of these 3. It's a good idea to line them up like this, because then you can put one path right down the middle, which I will do eventually, although they'll most likely get moved. So we've got a housing shortage.
You have been trusted by your fellow whiskers to lead their colony. This is the highest honor any whisker can attain. The teeming masses of mainland whiskers are pleading to live in colonies such as yours. They wish only to serve the crown on a wild island such as yours. Do not disappoint them. Grow your colony to 21 whiskers, so you can start paying some real taxes.
Yeah, so the missing housing is mostly counting the ones that just got destroyed by the cannonballs, but also we've just taken on some new whiskers. So this is a quest to get up to 21 population, and basically we get 144 gold tax credit for doing that. We're already up to 17, so we only need another 4 whiskers. We can get them on the next ship, which is 2 days away. So we can pre-build the houses if we want to. We now get a camp idle. So this is the forage camp. So we're going to move it now and put it over here. And then we will need to put some stairs in so they can get up. So while we've still got some logs in the bank, 1 there, 1 there. Now, getting up to there is going to be a bit of a pain. Getting up to there is fine. We can go that way, go that way. Yeah, that one and that one we'll deal with later because I just don't want to spend the wood. But to get up there, stairs like this. No, there is room actually. I thought that was only 1 tile wide. It's 2 tiles wide. So we will put that one in. Then we can get that cleared. But if that had just been a single tile wide, then that's when you can put like one of these in. Or that'd be the other way around, I suppose. Something like that. Like that makes it easier to get to. You're still working on the gold. That's fine. There might be more underground. Doesn't look like there is. And then we'll move you so you can grab this stuff, because yeah, we want all the gold. Some flax up here as well, which will be useful later for clothing, as along with some more berries. The forager will pick all of that up. See, the farm's still going well here. We'll extend this out as we can. Waiting on the machinery for this. No workers assigned. Oh, is that because it got destroyed? Yeah. No workers assigned to the fishing dock. Oh, we do have an... Apparently we have an apprentice. Okay. Don't want to assign all of my workers, because we've got to build some houses. Why did I build 2 cafes? I went and messed up. I know what I was supposed to do. That wasn't supposed to be a cafe. What an idiot. Okay, let's go ahead and bulldoze that. That wasn't supposed to be a cafe. That was supposed to be a bathing dock. I screwed up. I did a dum-dum. If I put that there, can they... Well, I mean, it goes on the thing, right? Just trying to make sure they've got space to get through and I'm not blocking anything. Yeah, there's a 1 tile gap there. There we go. It's a bathing dock we wanted. Still got 2 homeless ones, but we've got 2 workers, so that's fine. Yeah, get that finished. Might be able to start cutting some stone. One of the homes done. We're still missing one. Oh yeah, this one's still being built, but the building will now stop because it's night time. Really do need to get that town hall built so I can enact the policy to build things overnight, but we cannot afford the planks right now. Supply ship wise, got one coming tomorrow. So it's going to be planks and logs again. And that's why these 2 buttons are greyed out. So the policies board is for having the town hall, and the production limits is for building the management office. But the management office requires a scholarly whisker to do that. So here's our upcoming taxes. That will be all right. Low food. Yeah, low food, not great. We could do with somebody else fishing. We really, really could. Get that house built.
Please, may we have better housing? This new island was exciting for a bit.
Better housing?
That excitement is worn off. I wake up each day to the smell of...
Well, basically they want us to build 21 houses. We've got a mission to get 21 population as well, so we're going to need 21 houses, so we will be doing that. This low food thing is a little bit of a concern, though. But we do have the farm. We have got 2 farmers. We are still foraging. Have we got 2 foragers? No, we need more people. What can we afford to slow down? We can get one person in the cafe, whatever, and get a second person foraging. And then we can build more houses. This still needs to get finished. So let's queue up those houses. And then I guess we can carry on kind of in this direction with what we were doing. Again, you don't want to go here because you don't want to block yourself in. We do have a supply ship. Looks like we can get another house in there. That should be enough. Supply ship. Well, logs and planks it is. Now, we do have enough planks to build the town hall now, but I think there might be something more important that I need to build. Again, earthworks, still waiting for cut stone. I can queue that up, actually, just to... I can queue that up there, just because it'll assign the planks to it. We've got the fishing dock. We will need a weaver's. But we don't have the flax yet anyway. So I guess we could go for the town hall. It's a big old building, which is annoying to place. Luckily, it doesn't need that much access, but I think I'll wait on it for now until we've got more room. The policies are nice, but we certainly don't need them. Let's go ahead and extend this field out. Let's keep making it as big as we can. We want a time to remove rocks as well. Yeah, we've only got one whisker building. And we do have an apprentice, actually. Cool. Yeah, but then we can't... If we put the apprentice in there, then we can't build anything, so... Let's get those houses built first. Or just wait until tomorrow when we get the whisker ship. When do the taxes get collected? Does it tell us? No. Also, on this particular screen, if you've got 3 wax seals saved up, you can instantly request a whisker ship. But sometimes I wish you'd get taxed a little more often, just in smaller amounts, so you could get more wax seals. Yeah, we've definitely got more copper down here. We'll grab this stuff up here. Now, houses you can't actually move. You have to knock them down and rebuild them, which is a bit of a pain in the arse. No mineshaft smart nearby, because we've extracted all the gold, or the copper, or whatever it was. So again, we'll move this one over here. And then we will mine tool that. We'll mine tool those. And then we'll probably move it again over here. I don't know, maybe we won't. Or maybe we will. Maybe we'll just start like leveling off this bit of the island as well. But again, I want the good stuff. I want the good stuff first. We will just reduce this to a single worker though. Because then I can put the apprentice in the woodcutters and still have a builder. That works. Yeah, I agree that the quests act as kind of a tutorial in the terms of, this is, you know, build a dock, build a house, build a sawmill or whatever. But I'm one of those people who doesn't wait until I'm told to build something. I often go, okay, well, what can I build now? I need to push it along, because sometimes you don't know if the quest's ever going to come. So if you've got a building unlocked and you haven't built it and you're just sitting there waiting for a quest, then, you know, if that quest never comes, you might never build that building. That said, I think the last time I played this through, I already had the 21 houses because I got the same quest in the same order. So because I got the quest for 21 population, I made sure I had 21 houses. So when the houses worth living in quest popped up, I'd already fulfilled the requirements for the quest before accepting the quest. So I literally accepted the quest and then instantly cashed it in. So the quests do still fire even if you've already built the building or, you know, met the goal, which is good. They're doing really well up there with that area that they're mining out. I've only got 2 more blocks and then they'll grab that copper there and then I'll get them to start mining all this out. So it's now the fall, still 25 degrees, but it's heavy rain. Heavy rain, slower move speed if soaked, and exposed water tanks gain water. Didn't even know we had water tanks, haven't seen them yet. Tax collector is due in 3 days, due 422, and in storage 2,500. I think we'll probably have another supply ship or 2 before... No, we'll get 1 supply ship before the tax collector comes. Hopefully we'll get the rest of those houses built. There is a builder there. Okay, here's the supply ship. Oh no, it's a Whiskers ship. Well, we can't do a re-roll. Educated. There we go. These are the ones we want. You need educated to be able to do research. So we're definitely accepting you. You're content. We don't really want the heavy eater because we're already having food issues, so we'll refuse all the rest. Now, if we build a school, we can... And we can build a school. If we build a school, we can use that educated one to educate others. Can't fit... does that not block the doorway? Apparently not. Doorways can overlap. So we'll build the school up. There's the population one done.
Entrusted by your please. May we have better...
So that's not a bunch of what we owe off. 284 now. I'm not going to assign anybody yet because we've got the extra workers that we can build these houses. And hopefully the school gets built pretty quick. Can't find material. What's that? Oh, that's the earthworks. That's because we don't have to cut stone. Yep, that's fine. So yeah, we'll get that dug out and then we'll work on... We'll probably dig down to this line first. Would like to get that copper, but... We were alright on resources, we're not doing too bad. Food does look like it's improving. And you see now, look, the farmer's actually chopping down this first crop of trees. So we'll actually get some decent log count here. And this is when you get to the point where you can start putting in log paths and speeding up movement. Camp is idle. Oh, they're outside of his range. You can't reach them. I see. Well, let's move the camp a little bit closer. Let's move the camp up here for now. And then he should be able to reach them. Yeah. And then we'll probably mine along this line. It'll give us a decent amount of space to build in. Quest complete.
May we have better...
Now that gives us some trinkets. Trinkets don't actually do anything. Trinkets literally are an export good. So useless curiosities and figures that nonetheless please the claws. So literally they serve no purpose other than to be something we can sell. It's vendor trash. So just wait for the school to get built. Take a while because someone's got to carry all the planks there. I'll also still waiting for the bathing dock to get built. And the stone cutter is working, it's just really slow. I can probably put... Oh, we need another apprentice for the stonework, and we don't have one. That's fine. So we won't need that ladder in there. And we'll just chunk out all of that. But we'll get the copper first, because the copper's valuable. I think it's like the second most valuable thing after gold. So gold bullion is the most valuable at 233 per. Gold ore is 89 gold per. And then iron and copper are 21, as is cotton. So, you know, cotton's another useful reason to have a farm. Not a lot of fertile land on here, and we don't have any salt ash, so we can't fertilise land. So we kind of have to rely on farming in areas that are green, that we've already cleared. I think when this miner's done with that stuff, I might get him to dig a tunnel so we can build, we can get some mushrooms on another farm. Everyone's getting soaked. There we go. We've now got the bathing dock, which we can turn soap on or off. Soap makes it better, but we don't have any soap anyway. Is the school built? No, the school's still being built. There we go. Lovely, lovely gold coming in. Still harvesting all the berries. Yeah, we should be good on food, hopefully. There's the school. So what we want to do now is we want to tick the educated one so that the scholarly goes in, and then we can get them to teach some other people. We can put all 4 in and just leave 1 builder for now, because everything is currently built. Might not be a bad idea to get in 1 more house if we can fit it in. No, that one is a blocker if we put it there. Never a bad idea to have a spare house. Sometimes if I've got a crew working like that, if I run out of trees, sometimes I'll have a logging camp up here at the top of the mountain, and then I'll put a house up here just so that they don't have to come all the way back down. But they still come down here for food and stuff anyway, so it's not that useful. But these trees are a pain to grab. Any more copper down there? No. But yeah, we'll definitely grab those copper nodes before we start levelling off, and we'll fill these holes in. We'll have a nice big space to build in, hopefully. And make sure we've got a decent amount of logs for when the winter comes, because that'll be providing our heat. But the winters aren't too brutal on this difficulty level, thankfully. Got enough to pay the taxes 10 times over. Yeah, you guys get to it. I suppose what we could do, now I've got that scholarly one who's teaching, let's go and build... Oh, build the research lab needs cut stone as well. Everything needs cut stone. Do we have any ships coming today? Supply ship. Should be here soon. taking its time. Is today right? Oh, tomorrow is the supply ship. Ah. Okay, how's the schooling going? Yeah, it takes so long. So we can teach somebody to be an apprentice. Or we can teach somebody to be a guild specialist. But yeah. Always good to have a few scholarly ones. Looks like we've got some more copper in there. Not sure we've got that tagged. Is any of the cut stone... That's been built, hasn't it? So, no, it is still waiting on cut stone. But the cut stone just takes forever because we've only got one... We've only got one whisker working it. Now they have to carry it back to the thing and then it takes another 377 seconds to get the next three. And has to bring some more rocks back. Could literally have just dropped the stone off here where it needs to go and then gone and got the rocks. So no mine shafts here. Let's pause up. So what I want to do with this mine shaft is move it temporarily. And this is what I do a lot, is move stuff around a little bit. I'm going to put it there. And then I'm going to use the mine tool. And I'm going to go into slice view. And we want to mine out, say, that chunk there. Okay? And then that becomes a cave that we can basically grow mushrooms in, is the plan. We'll try it. Except the day's over, so they're not going to do anything today. Boo. Not sure if the miners can reach that one there. It might be just outside of the range. And the circle's just kind of intersecting it. See, we've got the ability to make buildings go over time. End the day. And on this difficulty level, certainly in the first like 5 hours or so of play, I don't ever think you have a problem with difficulty. As long as everyone's got somewhere to live and something to eat, you nearly always make more than you lose. I don't think I've ever had a day where I'm in the negative. But once you start putting the policies on through the town hall, that costs approval. So, for example, there's a policy you can act called put your backs into it. And if you enable that policy, then all of your whiskers can carry double the amount of stuff they usually can. But every double stack they carry costs one approval. You can also spend approval to get them to finish building a building overnight or in the evening. And again, that costs approval. So you do start spending it more as a resource at that point. We should have the supply ship today, yes. Any second now, there it is. What do we have? We've got 3 options now. So we could take this one. This actually gives us some tailored cloaks. This is going to be very useful going into the winter. Planks and logs we do also need, but I think we're going to start grabbing those cloaks. We haven't got any tea either, and we've got plenty of money, so let's get the good stuff. Yeah, saying they can't reach that, which is a little bit of a pain. Okay then, let's move it here. I think. No, let's move it there. We want them to mine that out first. Once they've done that, then I'll start chunking this out. There is more copper in here as well. But there's copper there. There's copper everywhere. It's not a rare resource. Gold would be nicer to find. As you can see, the amount of tats that we owe has gone up significantly because I decided to go for the more expensive option. We do have 22 houses. Probably got enough logs to build a few more. Space is not exactly great. But what we could do is we could put in... No, so an easy way of doing this. It's a little bit annoying because of how that's lining up. I don't want to block it off. No, I'm not going to do it that way. I'll just find somewhere else to put the houses. We can actually fit a couple of houses in over here. See, that one's fine. That one's fine, and it's not actually covering any of that coal. So stonework's still going. How's the teaching going? They're nearly done. How much stone are you waiting for? You've got 6. You're 90 seconds away from completing the next lot. Okay. Let's speed things up then. Have you mined that out? Yes, you have. There is more copper in there though, so I am going to also looks like there's some more there as well. Difficult to see, but yeah, what I will then do is I will tell them to mine out basically all of this down to ground level. They won't be able to reach all of that. I have to move the mine again, and we'll get rid of all of this bit as well. Take it down a bit at a time. Okay, school is done. Let's take you out of there. And we'll say we want to train an apprentice. So it requires an apprentice. We don't have a spare one. We don't have a master craftsman. So we'll do a guild. We can train someone to be part of that guild. Don't have to do it this way, but we will. How are we doing here on the stoneworks? This should be about done, actually. I think they've just cut the last stone. We could prioritise it, but I'm not going to. Yeah, there's the cut stone coming. I think he will deliver it. Oh no, he just teleports back to the warehouse. Just basically drops it and it teleports back to the warehouse. Nice. But yeah, then we start filling in these holes. And then I'll probably relocate it around the other side of the island. Because we want to fill the... Well, we don't need to fill those in straight away. But then I can start digging up this coal. Any of the resources that I dig out of the ground, I can just fill the holes in. And if we wanted to, we could extend the land. Which we probably will do at some point. Takes a long time though, that's the downside of it. Okay, end the day. Start the new day. Tax collector's coming today, I believe, yes. And we'll get some more whiskers as well. Cool. Yeah, hopefully somebody's going to take the stone over there. Oh no, it's done. No, it isn't. There's the stone coming now. So they're going to work on building it. Okay, so tax collector's here, but we'll assign one person for now because we don't have a lot to fill in. And basically, all you do, is just click on the holes that you want filled in. It's hard to get the mouse to go where you want it to. That one. And they'll fill those holes in. And then what we could do is actually, you can do it here as well if you wanted to. We could like fill this in. Which we probably will do. But that also means that we can dig this coal out and then fill it in and still have a flat surface that we can build on. It gets filled in with rocks, but that's fine. Tax collector, anyway. Gold ore, which we have a bajillion of. I say we just go up to the max, right? Why not? We can afford it. And now let us also... what were you mining? No, you're not the miner, you're the forager, aren't you? No, you're the woodcutter. Ah, the woodcutter's complaining because he can't reach these trees. That's the problem. So, we fix that by putting in a ladder. And then there'll be another bunch up there that he can't get to either. And again, let's reconfigure the farm. Do all of those. You see we're mining this out now, so we can actually build mushrooms under there. That's the plan anyway. I've never tried it. It's my understanding that's how it works, but I've never actually tried it. We have a whisker ship. We could re-roll, but I don't think we need to. We've got a craftsmaster. We're definitely taking you. You're healthy and you're content. And that's probably all we need for now. That gives us 24. We have 24 houses. We went up to our current housing caps. Brilliant. Let's assign one extra person to that then. And yeah, I was just about to build the research lab. We don't have the cut stone for it yet. Oh, here we go. Long stairs. Medium travel speed. Small I want the small warehouse. You have no idea how much we're going to need the small warehouse. And then I think we actually take the long stairs as well. We'll take the schematics. Now, hopefully I can build those. The long stairs just take planks, which is great. The warehouse just takes planks. Great. Nothing worse than taking a schematic of something. I know it does tell you if you mouse over the schematic, but there's nothing worse than taking the schematic and then finding out that you don't actually have the materials to build it or the way to make the materials to build it. That's annoying. So yeah, we're going to build the research lab. Again, this is another building that's a pain in the neck to place. Again, you can put buildings on top of other buildings. Like, there's no reason not to sometimes. Sometimes they're a little bit finicky to get them to go where you want them to. Like, what is it, F? Yeah. So we could put it on top of there. And then... yeah, put it on top of there. You can't reach the door. But then you just put in some steps like that. So I think we are just going to have to start stacking buildings. You've got no students. Now, did we have a... yeah, we have got a craftsmaster. We've got the top one, have we? Oh, we have! Let's get one more master crafter, and then we'll get some apprentices as well. Well, we need another apprentice first, don't we, to do that? So actually, let's do it that way. Let's apprentice first, and train up another 2 apprentices, and then we can work the stone cutters a bit quicker. Yeah, you're digging down quite quick into there. We're going to end up with a lot of stone from this, but there might be gold and all sorts in there, actually. So you still haven't grabbed that, have you? I don't even think you can prioritise. I don't think you can say what to grab first. But it's fine. We don't have money issues at the moment. And we might even end up grabbing some gold and stuff from down there. If we go into the slice mode and go down 1, yeah, we can't see what's down there yet, unfortunately. But we'll let him dig it all out, see what happens. Everything's looking good. Didn't realise there was still some copper ore down there as well. It'd be rude not to grab that. Yeah, you see here, we're starting to build the ground out, look. This is what we want. So you're struggling because you need cut stone. Cut stone is coming. Yeah, you're digging that out, great. It won't take too long to get all this cleared. And we'll get some coal out of it as well. Yeah, I'm happy with how that's going. Not sure how you reach the other islands. I mean, I suppose you could just, if the gap is short enough, probably just build out. I don't know if you can build on the deep water. I've honestly never tried it. I don't know if it's a thing. Let's just pause and check. So if we want to go... It looks like it is possible. I'll say you can just build an earth bridge across to another island. Okay. Now, the good thing about us unlocking those long stairs is it takes up more space, but it does mean they can get up faster. But it requires planks, that's the problem. But that's going to be useful when we need people going all the way up here to grab stuff up there, which is ridiculously high up. How's the school going? The further up the tree you are here, like guild speciality, they learn really quickly. Craftsmen and master craftsmen are much slower, and scholarlies take the longest. Yeah, you see, this will give us some good space to build on. Almost at the end of the day, though. Food is still going well. Any more copper down there? Doesn't look like it. So that'll actually be another hole to fill in. Let's speed things up. Petrus the Rock, hello, welcome to the stream. If you're here, you might not be watching the stream. You might actually have just, might be someone who's just subscribed because you found one of my videos. I can always tell when there's been an update or a sale on Old World because all of a sudden my video views treble and I start gaining subscribers. When I literally see a spike in my analytics, I go, oh, Old World's got a sale on, or Old World's had an update. I should do some more Old World videos, it has been a while. But I also need to do some more Europa Universalis 5 videos. I even almost considered doing some Civilization 7 videos again the other day, because there's apparently been some quite significant changes to that, but, you know. So many different things that I want to cover. I'd love to do some more Age of Wonders 4 as well, but... lots of stuff. Once that miner that's over here has finished digging this out, I may well move them around this side to help this miner, and then we can grab all this coal and stuff as well. Get that done before we build on it. Don't know how much more we've got to mine out there. Quite a bit, actually. Quite a bit to mine. And we can't see anything. I wonder if we get any sort of technology like prospecting or something that allows us to see deeper into the mountain, so we know what we're potentially looking for. That'd be interesting. Did we manage to build? No, we're still waiting on stone. We only need one more actually, though. We're quite close. 4 more nights left of fall, so we don't have to worry about the winter just yet. But yeah, it'll be nice filling some of this in so we've got some space to build on. I might put the town hall over here actually and then carry on building out. But I mainly do it to try and fill the holes in, but they're not prioritising the holes, they're prioritising the earthworks over here. How are we doing on the stone? Is this some just been delivered, actually? Can we get another person in there yet? No, we don't have a spare apprentice. We do have a supply ship, though. We could do this again for the better cloaks. Again, winter... It sounds like Ned Stark. Winter is coming. Planks and logs are very important, but we're alright on those at the moment. We've got a decent supply of wood coming in. He's able to get those trees reasonably easily, and I think this farm is going to produce quite a few trees for us. And then I'll probably then send the log camp up here and have him working on this stuff. It'll take him forever to bring it back down, but it is what it is. I haven't built the logistics hub in this game. I actually built it quite early in my other game, but I think the reason for that was I got paths in everywhere, and it was a little more direct. I don't feel like I've got the space to build here. Petrus, hi! Thank you very much for the follow. Really do appreciate it. Yeah, I'm never sure how it works when I get the notification, whether it's somebody that's subbed because they're watching the stream or whether they're subbed because they're just watching the channel somewhere else, but that is good to know. So, right, what have we got going on here? We're still trying to mine that out. I probably want to get another farm somewhere reasonably soon and start growing some cotton and some flax. We might even have some good ground over here. Oh, here we go. Look, camp storage is full. This is the problem now. This thing's full. It's at capacity. This is why we wanted to grab these... oh, where is it? The small warehouse. So let us put one in over here. It seems like it's a bit of a stupid place, but there's going to be a lot of material coming down from this, so that's not a bad place to have one. And probably also having one over here as well, for all of this stuff can go in there. I'm not going to overbuild them, but You do run out of space so quickly. So there's all the teaching done. And now let's get a master craftsman in. Does that mean we've now got a spare apprentice for this? Yeah, but we haven't got the craftsmaster yet, but that'll significantly speed up producing the cut stone. Because it's really slow going. However long it's going to take that person to get to work. No, just fill the holes in already. Come on. Did we finish this yet? Nope. Still waiting for one more stone. We do have 3 builders, so you could be doing it. So yeah, where's a good place to get a farm? There's just not a lot of fertile land unless... Well, not fertile flat land anyway. Could get a farm over here. It's a long way away though. Like it's right round the other side of the island. Yeah, we might have to go around that side for the flax, and then we'll need the weavers, lots more stuff to build. There's all the wooden planks going in. 21 planks, it's a lot, but we need the space. Does it tell us how much they hold? So it says tiny storage capacity, it says low storage capacity, but it doesn't say how much capacity that is. We also get conveyor belts as well. And railroads. Come on, well, how's that stone going? Are you just delivering some? Gonna have to replace that machinery, but we've got plenty of machinery in stock. Well, you're bringing some more stone. You must have just delivered some stone to the warehouse, surely. That one's being built as well. A little bit slower. Okay, let's speed things up. The day's almost over. What have we got coming ship-wise? A supply ship and a whisker ship tomorrow. We are at the housing cap, so we might need to build some more. Do have plenty of logs though. We could just go and get a few across the water here. Not ideal, but that'll give us 3 more houses. All the land we've still got to use. I suppose if you start on one of these islands, it's really easy to build a land bridge across because they're so close to one another. But they really don't have very good resources to get started, which is the problem. Let's end the day. Everything looking good. Yeah, come on, where's the stone for building this thing? I'm sure we must have some in supply. Yeah, we've got 3 in supply. There we go. Now it's getting... Nope, I thought I just saw the marker. It isn't getting built yet. Here's the supply ship. No, it's a Whiskers ship. You're content. You're craftsman. And you are an unsafe worker, but you're swift. You'll do. Refuse the rest. We've got the rest of the houses built. There we go. They're building the research lab now. Here's the supply ship. And probably still want the tailored cloaks. Yeah, we've got loads of money. Yeah, there we go. So now we've got 2 educated people and we can start researching stuff. Yay! Here's the research tree. So green is already unlocked. Red you cannot do yet, and blue you can, but it costs you some materials. Or is that the materials they cost to build? Can't remember. No, there's materials to unlock. So the slide takes 13 planks, but if you actually look down here on the left-hand side when I mouse over it, a slide requires 1 plank and 1 copper bar. But obviously we don't have the ability to make copper bars, so that's kind of pointless. Charcoal furnaces requires cut stone machinery and planks, allows us to make fuel. But we don't have organised heating. So organised heating requires us to do charcoal furnace first. And it uses logs. Plank abode, so we can get houses that hold more people, which are useful. Medical triage. Flax spinner. So okay, let's work on the charcoal furnace. Might actually be able to have heat. Well, probably not for the first winter because it's like a couple of days away. But the second winter, I might actually be able to do it. I can stack them. I'm not sure what that was in reference to because there's a bit of a delay on the stream. But yeah, I know you can stack buildings on top of one another. It took me a few hours to work that out. I didn't realise you could do it initially. But the problem with stacking buildings is you've still then got to build a path to get to the door or build ladders to them, and I don't always leave enough space. Quite a lot of this is going to be temporary anyway, and I'm going to move it all when I've got more room. That's the plan. Are we finding anything down here? Yeah, I'm not expecting to find much down here. We're just levelling this. We're going to gut this all out and make a big sort of flat plateau that we can build on. Yeah, I'll move that miner over there when he's done. I'll move the woodcutter up here. It'll all probably work out. Yeah, because the research lab here, I've built it on top of the fishing dock. Might not actually take that long to get the charcoal furnace. Saving me having to build campfires, which I had to do on my last game. By the time I got to winter, I hadn't unlocked any fuel, so I was basically having to just spam campfires everywhere. Seem to be doing good on food. Have we still got 3 people in the fishing yet? Yeah, I did think about that because on my other game I did think about building a land bridge, and then I thought it might block the ships from getting through. But yeah, you're right. The ships just seem to teleport in, so I don't think it matters. You could probably... there might be a minimum distance that you're allowed to build next to the dock area, because if you cut all this off, then they won't be able to get in at all, I would assume. But yeah, they just teleport in, so it's really not... doesn't seem to be an issue. Whisker ship today, but yeah, I don't know. Well, maybe. Let's have a look. If we just use these tools... I mean, it almost looks like we can build right underneath the dock there. Whether the dock would still work or not, I don't know. Because these buildings all require access to water, but... Earthworkers will drop stone down to the lowest marked height. Oh, low temperature. Yeah, so this is basically saying that the temperature's starting to drop now. How are we doing on this research? 86% complete. Okay, research done. I want to pause up because I don't want to run out of time on doing this. So we've done charcoal furnace. So now we want to go for organised heating. $55 planks. Ouch. Whether or not we get this done in time, I don't know.
Do you remember the parable of the lazy cat and the busy beavers?
84
How
food
the
in
lazy
stores.
cart
We've already got 84 food, so
Do
that
you
instantly
remember the
gives me
parable of
13
the lazy-
logs. Thank you very much. So now we should be able to build the charcoal furnace. Needs planks, cut stone, and yeah, the stone's going to hold me up, isn't it? Let's build it over here next to the stone cutter. So these warehouses have a capacity of 144. The main warehouse has a capacity of 337, so it's not too bad. Whisker's ship. We'll probably grab the apprentice. Let's grab compassionate. Three more. Again, more houses needed. Just trying to see if I've got anywhere where I've got ladders up to where we can put houses down without me having to build a lot of extra stuff. I mean, again, we can just sort of put them on the water. Use up all my logs. Okay, how long is this research going to take? I mean, we might get it part way through winter. Winter doesn't drop instantly into the freezing. Like the first few nights, it's usually 5 degrees, and then it drops to 0, and then it gets into the minuses, so we'll probably have time. Maybe. No students. Probably don't need that many in there. Ah, that's built already. Okay, let's get some workers in there. We'll start making some charcoal. Because we're doing alright on logs at the moment. How's the sawmill going? Get an apprentice in the sawmill and speed that up as well. We will get a ladder steps going up here just so the logging camp can reach the rest of those. How are we getting on with... Oh, you've nearly mined all that out. Great. So we'll try and turn this into a mushroom farm. I think we can do that. I've got some copper there under the ground. Oh, that's the one we already knew about, wasn't it? The one that was under the tree. Well, that's the end of the day there. And oh, the earthworks guys are doing quite well. Look at that. They've almost filled that in. Spent all my planks now, so I can't build the town hall, but that's not a big issue. So just quickly while that's ticking on, I'm going to use the mining tool to... that house won't be accessible if they mine that hole out. So we'll do that one last. Because I might have to move it. I can do that actually. If I dig that out and fill it, I can move that out the way. But we'll move the mine camp down there once they've dug that mushroom camp out. It's 573 in taxes. Ouch. But we do have 3,000 in the bank, so it's not that bad. Okay. What's coming today? Oh, pirate blockade. Great. Taxation without reward. I probably will pay... I mean, it depends what buildings they hit. That's the problem, right? If they hit all the log buildings, that's fine. Because we've got plenty of logs. If they hit other buildings, it's problematic. And how much are they asking for? 162. It's actually not that much. So, I don't want to overpay them. But there's not an awful lot else that I can give them, really. So, I guess they're getting overpaid slightly. Fine. Get rid of them. And there's the supply ship. And I think we'll go for the planks and the logs for this one. Surely we've got enough cloaks. Got some woven cloaks. I haven't got any good ones in. Actually, we can see our total resources here, can't we? Yeah, we haven't got any of the good cloaks. No surplus. Again, I really want to get another farm somewhere so that I can get some flax and cotton. I mean, we probably do have some in stock anyway. We don't have the flax spinner yet, so the weaver the weaver just requires flax. And there is actually flax on the other side of the island anyway. There's a whole bunch of it here and here. So we could just move the forager over this side. But the forager's got loads of food here to grab still. And here. Woodcutter's going to get moved pretty soon. See, we're creating pollution now. How's tech going? Waiting on planks. People are getting a little bit chilly now. Let's speed this up a little. %. 90%. Now we need more wood before we can get the rest done. And more planks. At least I didn't build it too far away from the central warehouse. And then as soon as it's done, we'll pause because I want to check this out. So, okay. So now we've got organised heating. Come back to that. Let's do another research. So we can get things like the smokery. For better food. Smoke some fish. Get an ore furnace. Make copper bars. Flax spinner makes rope and thread. We probably want to get the smokery. We're going to get some mushrooms soon as well. We've got the fish. Let's start working on the smokery. I mean, we don't have to power through these. We can take a break from them. But now we've got heating utilities. So a fire tender stockpiles fuel and delivers it to nearby heaters and steam boilers. And then bonfire. Simple heat source with small radius and low fuel consumption. Requires a fire tender. Fire tender is 8 planks. And this is the bit where you start wishing you'd have left gaps. Although, that can actually fit there. So we'll put one there. We'll put one there. It's a shame they don't all show. That's the farm. We don't want that. Probably put one there. That leaves these ones out in the cold a little. But if I put one here, I can't reach it. That's the problem. Don't want to block anything off. That's right. That might be enough. We'll see if that works. We do have some cut stone in, so that's fine. Right. This miner has... Are you the miner? No, you're the forage hut. Oh, you're out of range now. I see. So let's move you over here. Because they've still got all of this to grab. All of that and that. We should get time to prioritise that. Because the earthworks guys are done now, aren't they? What are you guys actually doing? Are they helping the miners? Or are they just filling up with stone? I think they might just be filling up with stone. I mean, we can certainly get them to do that. Yeah, soon get through the planks doing this. And the woodcutter's nearly done up here as well. What have we got coming tomorrow? Oh wow, no ship for a few days. I like how the charcoal furnace actually provides its own heat, which is quite nice. But these guys are all going to be getting cold. But we do have fuel. Oh, the fuel... Is the fuel tender built? That's the fuel tender, that one right there, isn't it? The fire tender. So we want to set that as a high priority. And then that should get built first and start getting stocked up. Obviously, it's not going to happen today. We have got 3 builders. I have no idea what they're all not doing. There we go, end of the day. Everybody's still happy. It's a lot of taxes, 473, but... Sorry, 743. That's a good chunk of what we've got. Right, hopefully this thing's going to get built first. It's waiting on planks. We have planks. What have we got here? Survive 8 nights. Yeah, winter's arrived. So it's still 5 degrees. We're not freezing yet. We're gaining fuel. How are we doing on that mining? 4 more blocks. 4 more blocks to mine out. How are we doing on these warehouses? They're not full yet. I mean, we're using quite a few of our resources, so that's hardly surprising. This is getting dug out quite quickly. No workers. Gonna need 2 in there. And these are built, but they don't have any fuel. So they're enabled, they're on auto pause. Pause automatically when the ambient temperature is already warm. Doubles fuel consumption for a moderate boost in heat. Okay. So it looks like I don't need to mess around with them. So when you build the, if you have to rely on the campfires, which I've done before, if you build a campfire, you just plop it down, and then you have to click it manually to put logs on it, and if you forget to put logs on it, it disappears. So these things are permanent structures, which is a much better idea. There's the smokery done. Don't want to waste my fuel on that, though, over winter, so we'll probably save that one. But let's have a quick look at research. Is there something that we can work on that's cheap? Like, everything takes planks. I mean, the better houses would be nice. Basic small abode for 1. Block house for 2. Row house for 2. The row houses are probably better. Because I think we can probably get more of them into a smaller space. Yeah, let's go for the row houses. Look at all the other stuff we've got down here as well. Tailor's soup kitchen, elevators, stone stairs, sifting towers, coal and piped water for fuel, conveyor belts, ocean outlet pipe, water pumps, heating stoves, canneries, anchored platforms, chemists, furniture, bathhouse, tea cultivation, gold smelting, jam pastries, rail booster soap, civic office, spice cultivation, steel plates, machinist. And again, I think this is still in early access, so there might even be more stuff that isn't in the tech tree yet. Ah, there we go. These things are starting to get lit now. Want it to have as much fuel as possible. I can't manually add fuel though, can I? No, that's a shame. Right, pause up. Are we done there? Yes, we are. So you are going to move. And we're going to put you... not a great spot, but we'll put you here. And hopefully you'll prioritise mining that stuff out. I did hope that we'd have gotten more of these braziers lit. But we're okay for now, I think, because we're still... It's cold, but it's not deadly cold. We are right on a housing cap, so I can't even take any more whiskers on unless I build more houses. Come on, nearly there. When did it say our next? 2 days away for the supply ship. Did see a notification there. Oh, starving. Will die soon without food. Why are you starving? Oh, she can't get out of the house because of where I've placed this thing. She's trapped. Oops. My bad. There isn't really a better spot I can put that in. Unless I can find a different... Yes, we can do this. We can do this. If I remove that... Oh, we've got to click and hold. If I move that ladder and put it round this side, and then I can grab... where is it? Heating, bonfire. I can put the bonfire there, and then that's not blocking anybody's doors. Phew. Smokery. Yeah, we're not going to bother with that for now because we don't have a huge amount of planks. Oh, there's a limit to how far they can reach. That one looks like it might just be within range. Is it seriously telling me that those are both just out of range? That'd just be my luck, wouldn't it? Okay, fine. So we'll build this one there instead. That's annoying. And then we'll build this one there, which is the... That's technically not blocking any doorways because they can go around. Luckily they don't take too long to build though, because we've only got one builder. Now that we've got this here, let's try this. We're going to click on the farm tool. Can't see, unfortunately. There we go. Now it's saying there's no fertility, but if we click on this and configure it to mushrooms, yeah, it says fertility is 0. Okay, maybe that won't work then. The reason I thought that worked, let's unselect that. The reason I thought that worked is because mushrooms as a crop says that they grow underground. Okay. See, but now we've got that empty space. This is a good example of showing that you can build things like houses underground. So actually use this space for housing. Or any other type of building, to be perfectly honest. Okay, that one's lit. These two are pretty close together. They probably don't need to be that close together. See, there's the plank row houses done. So here's a question. Are they just double tall? Yeah. But they require planks, and that's a lot of planks. Not cheap to build. No resources in range. You're the woodcutter. I mean, there's a tree that... Oh, you can't reach that tree because it's just one tile too far away. Placement blocked by what? Oh, the farm. Derp. Let's pop it up there just so we can reach that last tree. Now this should sort out a lot of our temperature problems. I think what I want to do now, actually... I should have done this before. is move that one and actually put it over this way. Then they should be close enough together. It's not going to get built in time now, but again, it should be fine. I'm messing this up well, but we are surviving, so... How are we doing over here? Yep, we are starting to dig some of this coal out. I'm only bothered about the stuff on the surface level. Let's have a look down here, see if there's any gold or anything that we want to dig out. They may well have dug some gold out that I've just missed. I'm not going to get them working on any... I mean, I could get them working on some research. It just seems like it's a lot of planks. Yeah, it's all expensive stuff. Yeah, let's leave the research for now. And then what we could do is we could actually pause work here, and then it kicks the workers out and sends them to do other jobs. Or if there's no other jobs for them to do, they basically just become builders. End of the day. Oh, actually a negative. That never happens. Threadbare clothing, that's the big problem here. Threadbare clothing and bland food. See, now we've got snow. Okay, threadbare clothing. So it's time to get a tailor, isn't it? We're going to have to do it. A weaver. Even though we don't really have the flax for this. We can build these next to each other, right? Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Dangerously cold. If this one here gets built, then we shouldn't have too many problems. Rather Banking, thank you very much for subscribing. Welcome to the stream. Not too sure how much longer I'm going to be going, though. Been going for 2.5 hours, and it's, 1 AM here almost, so... But definitely going to go for a little bit longer. There we go, now the charcoal furnace is kicking in. Yeah, if they get that last one built over here, it should thaw most of this out, and the houses should be fine. I wonder if these ones are okay because they're underground as well, if it protects them a little bit. I guess you can click on them and find out. No, dangerously cold still. Although no one's technically living in those ones at the moment. How are we doing on the ships? Supply ship coming today. I do like the snow effect. That's really nice. Looks like they might have done with that last tree. God, these guys are going to get cold when I send them up the mountain, aren't they? Supply ship has arrived. I mean, the tailored cloaks, right? We've got to go for the tailored cloaks. It's expensive, but we need the cloaks. Why are we taking so long to build this? We have cut stone. Set it as high priority. Oh, here's the stone. So you're building it. Great, that's fine. Fuel seems fine. Yep, there we go. So we're going to move you closer to these trees up here. And then you're going to need a way of getting up there. So I'm not too bothered about the speed. So you can get to your cabin. Now, how are you going to get up to there? So probably... Let's do it this way. F. And then V. There we go. And then they'll need to get up to that one as well, which will most likely be... do these stack? Does that not work? You would think that'd work, right? Maybe it does. I don't know. We'll find out. Okay. Let me get on with it. As long as we survive the winter. That's the main thing. But yeah, there's a lot of trees up there. They will get cold while they're out working, but it'll be okay. And we'll make sure to build these holes in as we go. Then once we've done all the others, we'll nudge the house along and then we can get that last coal. Yeah, there we go. All the houses now. Well, these ones are a little bit cold. 11 degrees. This one's just kind of right on the edge of two of them. This one as well. It will be alright, though. Yeah, some of them are just a little bit chilly. Do we have any better heating? Just water pumping. Heating stove. Large stone furnace that heats a wide area for better efficiency. And steam power. Steam radiator. Heats area with piped in steam. Yeah, so there are ways to get better, more efficient heating. Two more days for another supply ship. They also work slower if they're cold. So we've got some more copper down there. So we are getting quite a lot of copper ore from excavating this, even though it's not... we're not necessarily seeing it, but there is copper down there. How much fuel have we got? You're doing okay. You're doing fine. Oh, you're starting to get warm. I thought you were busted. There we go. Let's It's weird that it put the apprentice in first. But okay, we can start making some clothing now. Yeah, they are able to reach that wood. Look how slow they're going. It's because they're cold. Numb pores, threadbare clothing, chilled pores, drab surroundings. All of these things are contributing to their negative factor. But they will get warm as they come down to deliver stuff, so... Not ideal, but we work with what we can. And another hole to fill in there now. Come on, let me mass in there. You know you want it. There you go. Move the camera. Let's just speed things up because it's almost the evening again. Yeah, at least I don't have to keep going around them every few minutes and checking they're still going and then clicking on them and throw logs on them. Also just noticed that this part of the farm isn't getting farmed because it's too far away from the actual farm. I've just been looking at it thinking, why is it that they're not actually doing anything here? And we could solve that by moving the farm. Can you not move a farm? Okay, we can cheat our way for that one, can't we? We can build the farm, a farm here. And then probably delete that one. Because that should all be within that farm's radius. Is that going to work? Let's give it a go. This is a mission of discovery. Hopefully these ones in these cold houses won't fare too poorly. Yeah, things are better today, look. Still bad. Still got this threadbare clothing thing. Tailored cloaks. Day 20. And we've got light flurries as well.
The snow has crept down from the mountains. Now even the shoreline is showing this.
Well, I mean, this one's easy. We've already got 0 Whiskers Without Home. The problem with these ones is if you accept them, I mean, I could have just not cashed it in, I suppose. But I'm already capped on approval, so the reward for that was kind of wasted. Yeah, lots of trees. Can't believe how long all of these berries are lasting. How are we doing with this farm? I mean, they are still going to have to walk all the way around the houses to get to the farm, but... yeah, pretty much all of our logs at the moment are going on fuel, which is why I'm trying not to build too much stuff. I do actually have 2 spare houses, which are these 2, which I'm... oh no, someone is living in them. Interesting, because they're cold at the moment. I think people tend to choose houses closer to where they live. Do we have flax in stock? No, we don't actually have any flax. If we kept this farm here and made a new field, I assume you can just walk through a field, right? Yeah, there's no fertility here at all. I mean, we might be able to grow some flax, but probably not. Now the question is, will we be able to work that farm now? Because it's within the radius of here. So is some of that, but not all of it. So if I deleted this farm, we'd only be able to work some of that. But if this turns out to be a non-viable farm, then not much I can do about that. Yeah, let's delete this one, because I don't think that's going to work. Right, it didn't take that farm with it, which is great. So we want to remove this farm here. This one, we will put 2 people in there. I need the farm tool. Yeah, let's go and untick that. See, this is fertile land. It's not great at the moment because it's kind of being used for the foraging. You can't do that? Yeah, okay. So this should be suitable for flax, yeah. Okay, our day's ended. Again, still in the positives. 1,142 owed in taxes. Oh, that's a lot. We're not making a lot of money. Not finding a lot of copper. No tasks in range. Oh, you can't reach that anymore. That's fine, we can move you. Just move you along a little bit, doesn't really matter where. How are we doing for fuel? Ooh, running low. Plenty of logs, it's just getting the fuel made that's the problem right now. So yeah, these guys can't actually work at the moment because we don't have any flax yet. Supply ship has arrived. Well, we don't have a lot of money here. But we probably need the cloaks. Actually, no, we need the logs and the... We'll do that one. But yeah, we are going to have to start getting some flax. Should have probably started farming that earlier. But on the plus side, we are going to have more logs now. I mean, there's plenty of flax over here that I could just forage, but it's literally the opposite side of the island. We'll get through the winter, though. I'm not concerned about that. Ships. So there's another supply ship tomorrow. You don't seem to get taxed over the winter. At least food's not a problem. No students. Let's get some more people trained up. The ones that aren't working. Yeah, we do want to try where possible to say grab the copper ore. We need the value from it. See, not many of them using the old bathing dock. I wonder why. Yeah, -5 in a snowstorm, but even these houses are still 11 degrees, so they're chilly. They're chilly, but they're not, like, deadly. Oh no, they are. It's -5 degrees, and they're bathing in the sea. Well, needs must, I suppose. End the day. Still in the positives, only just. I think our upcoming taxes may well bankrupt us.
Our fur is not enough to hold back the winter winds. Cloaks will help us.
Produce 13 woolen cloaks. I mean, I'd love to, but I need the flax first. That's the problem there. I mean, I guess we could. We could come over here and build a forage hut. And then... can't set anything on it yet. Put some stairs in. And then literally just tell it to just forage flax. I mean, that would technically work. We'll just go for the cheaper one this time. Which does actually count towards the producing the woven cloaks. Buying them. No students, so let's get you out of there. Well, we don't need to do that. No matching workers. Can we get some apprentices? Yeah. How much money do we have? 3,000. We're going to take half of what we've got. Luckily, we can almost... Yeah, between gold ore and copper ore, we can cover the taxes. So we're not going to have to give away valuable, valuable building materials. Let's fill those in. And then once that's done and filled in, we can move that house over there. It won't be in the cold anymore. This one's got itself blocked in. If I undo that, can you then get out? Because you are a miner, right? You can climb. Okay. Now you can get out, right? There we go. You really do have to babysit them sometimes. Might as well go back to filling that in then. Yeah, no workers over here. So, 2, and then we go... Just get the flax for now. Try not to freeze while you're out there. -5 again. How are we doing on fuel? Oof, not great. These are all still lit though. They don't go through... This fuel lasts a lot longer than logs. I'm sure when you have the log ones, you have to click on them like 3 times a night, and each time puts 3 logs on them. So basically you go through 9 logs a night per fire. And they don't have as big a circumference of effect that these ones do. I should say a diameter or radius or whatever. It's just the area's smaller. There we go. End of the day. Again, things are looking more positive. Bland food, rough and scruffy, chilled paws, 8 raw food, dirty fur, 8 at the warehouse, unsatisfactory bath. The thing is, though, as you get more educated whiskers, they have higher demands, and are therefore more likely to have lower approval. I mean, we could change this crop to flax, given that we're getting plenty of food from foraging. As we are going to be getting some flax, We will need you working again. We'll have some spare people once the school's finished. And then that wants to be filled in as well. I mean, winter's nearly done anyway. There's only 2 more nights left for winter. And then we can start stockpiling ready for the next one. But yeah, this is the problem. It's such a long walk that by the time they get up here, the day's almost over. Yeah, these crops won't go at the moment because it's cold. And at least this one's actually keeping these crops warm, so they're doing quite well. How are we doing on the boat? There's a supply ship tomorrow, and then we've got a pirate blockade coming up as well. Not ideal. I don't want to give coal away if I don't have to. It'd be nice if I went and got the rest of that copper. What I could do is I could put a ladder in there so they can reach the top, and then I could... Where's the mine? Can't even see it. That one. Oh, you can barely reach it. I think I might have to move that anyway. Put it up here. But if I tell you to... just get the copper for now. Because it's getting a bit hairy. Well, nobody's died yet, so that's good. End of the day. Oh, slight negative. Yeah, this threadbare clothing is causing the problem. We are getting flax now, though, so we can start producing clothing. We literally have 1 more night to survive. Yeah, I've told them now to specifically go for the copper. This one's still mining here, but he's from the other mine, and the other mine I haven't set that restriction. I just want them to prioritise that copper first. So that doesn't actually need to be there. Supply has arrived. I don't really want to refuse supplies, so I'm just going to take the... No, we'll do that. It finishes the mission, and that will give us the approval. It's going to be expensive when the taxes come. Oof. Again, though, we can pay it in copper and gold. Don't have to give away our valuables. Excuse me, don't have to give away our valuable stuff. Well, I mean, we do have to give away our valuable stuff, but not the stuff we're relying on. We'll have this mountain stripped bare and then flattened, and then we'll just have a big flat pad to build on. That's just warning me about the long paths that people are having to take, but I can't do anything about it. It always reminds me of when I used to play SimCity, like the original SimCity games, is before I used to start building anything, I always used to just completely flatten everything out so that I just have a nice flat surface to build on. It's made life so much easier. Does this need to go down another level to be ground level? No, I think that is ground level, isn't it? And going down again further would be sea level. There is actually copper down there though, so mine that out please, and then we'll fill the hole in. Wow, the flax deliveries are coming down this way. It'd be just as quick to go that way around. Any more copper below that? It'd be nice if there was, but I don't think there is. Thought I saw some there then, it's just what they've collected and put in the miner's hut. But tonight is the last night of winter, so... That said, even the spring is still pretty cold. Doesn't instantly go warm weather. Camp storage is full. Again. So where did we build these two warehouses? Oh, you can't put these on top of one another because they're not flat. That's a pain. Okay, we'll put one there. Can't easily get... Ah, we could get one in here. I don't think that blocks. No, there is still a gap. Okay. Bit of a pain. Plenty of planks though. Wow, look at that. Which is good considering how much you have to use planks for research. End of the day, there we go. In the positives, winter has officially ended. We're into spring and a heavy snowstorm. Great. Quest is complete though. It gives us some machinery. Not really all that useful for us. What are you guys doing? They've got a problem. Is it because they can't reach something? Is it because I've set that one and you can't get to it? Or you have no stone. Have no stone, that's the problem. Because these guys are just focusing on copper. Yeah, it's going to be one hefty tax bill. Kind of out of fuel as well. But the weather will improve. And we are making woven cloaks now. They're not great, but they're better than nothing. You've got no storage destination. That's fine. These are being built. We've only got one builder at the moment, so it takes a little bit longer. Pirate blockade tomorrow. I mean, that's not going to be good. We might just take our licks for that one. We're also getting the smuggler. I think this is the first time I've had a smuggler in this run, and I've been going for 3 hours. Smuggler allows you to basically trade goods for gold bullion, and that's useful if you just want to make space in your warehouses. Right, what have we got here? This is the forage hut. No resources in range. We'll move you here because you can reach those, and then we'll also put a ladder here. Oh, that's the farm bit, isn't it? Okay, there. And then you can get up and grab that and grab those and grab those. Okay, well that's that problem solved. You guys are still waiting on stone. And so at the moment I'm just trying to focus on grabbing the copper because it's valuable. There's another one there as well. Want that to be our priority. It's another day nearly over. Do we have any woven cloaks in store? Yeah, we've got a couple in supply, so looks like we might have actually clothed everybody at this point. Still trying to build the second warehouse there. End of the day. In the positive still. Good. Now we're going to be getting pirates today. Let's turn this building off for now, because that'll give us 2 spare builders, which we're going to need once we've dealt with these pirates. 7 cannonballs. I'm not going to give them anything. We're going to refuse cooperation. Going to eat 7 cannonballs. So it's a log cabin. Okay, it's quite cheap. The earthworks, stone and planks. Another log cabin, okay, quite cheap. The mining camp, quite cheap. Log cabin. Bonfire, it's just cut stone. And mining camp. Now luckily, because I knocked those people out of there, they're free to build. Got a Whiskers ship. And we've got 2 spare houses. So let's get warm core and patient. And we'll refuse the rest. It's saying we've got a housing shortage, but that's obviously just because we've had some that were blown up, but we've got 8 construction. Well, the reason it says we've got 8 is because the ones that we're mining can currently not mine. Until they've rebuilt the mining huts. Yeah, so... Got no stone yet, so I'm not going to... I'm going to pause work on that one. Assign 2 workers, but pause it. And then they'll go off and help build until everything's repaired. There's 1 house done. Yeah, it won't take too long at all. Because there's a good number of them all working together. There's only 1 house. Are we sure? Thought we had 32 houses. Oh, this one hasn't been rebuilt yet. It has been marked, so it will get rebuilt, as will this mining camp. Do I have to reset the... Yeah, I do, don't I? Let's get the copper for now. And then this one. Back to work. And we've got a few... No, we're still short a house. That'll be dealt with in a second. There we go. We can probably do some more teaching. So before the day ends, I'm going to pause the video, or pause the game, and I think I'm going to end the video there, or end the stream there. I've been going for 3 hours. it was an unplanned stream, and it's now 1:30 a.m. and I do have work tomorrow, so yeah, definitely heading off. Thank you for everyone who's joined the stream, those of you who stuck around and listened to me ramble for 3 hours, those of you who have subscribed, I really appreciate it. I will keep this save separate from the other game that I'm playing, and I may well jump on and stream again another day, hopefully quite soon, and carry this on. So thanks a lot for watching. I appreciate you hanging around, and I will see you soon. Goodbye for now.